and she lives really far away from me, and she's just the best sister in the world. I don't know if y'all remember when my sister's dog was living here with me. She lived with me for a few weeks while my sister was out of town because the dog, Marla, her name was Marla, had a really bad rover experience, like, the pet sitting app. She had a really, really bad feeling